Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So we'll continue our live sessions on Maths Class 10 CBSE sample paper solution, and today we're going to start chapter 7, which is Coordinate Geometry. So just give me a minute, I will just cross check whether video and audio everything is fine. Okay, I can confirm that audio is fine. So let's start with the video. So before starting the questions of the sample paper of class 10 chapter 7, which is of coordinate geometry, so I just want to inform you that I have already completed all first 6 chapters starting from real numbers to triangles. So those videos I have covered, and few I have kept as live, and few I have mentioned, I think 1 or 2 I have mentioned as recording video. So you can check video section or live section, or else you can also check my playlist where I have almost included all the required chapters in that sample paper solution playlist. Okay, so let's start with this chapter. So before that, I'll just mention in chart. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, I think there is some issue here. Okay, so let's continue. So before going to the questions, I will explain the few important concepts from this chapter, and then we'll continue with the questions. Okay. So the first important topic from this chapter is, okay, I will explain what are the topics first of all. So topics are, first one, midpoint between, or what is the midpoint of 2 points A and B, they can mention you, and then distance between two. Okay, after midpoint we have ratios, ratio questions, that is we have 2 points A and B. They will say that find point C such that it is dividing in ratio m:2n. They can ask you in this way, and then you can also have distance between 2 points. They can also ask you area of triangle formed. So while asking distance between 2 points, they can also ask you how or which type of quadrilateral it is formed. Like they can ask you whether it is square or rectangle or even rhombus or trapezium. They can ask you it belongs to which type. Okay, in this way they can ask you any topic. So let's start with these topics first, and as I mentioned, then I will cover the questions. So let's see the first one, midpoint. So how to find midpoint of A and B, which is A is 1, 2 for suppose, and B, if I say it is 7, or 6, then if I say what is midpoint will be equal to x1 plus x2 by 2, which is, we'll write the formula first, x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2, which will be equal to 1 plus 1 plus 7 by 2 comma 2 plus 6 by 2. So this becomes 8 by 2, which is 4, and again 8 by 2, which is 4. So simply midpoint of any 2 points, the formula is x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2, which is 1 plus 7 by 2 comma 2 plus 6 by 2 in this case. So whichever might be the points, just add x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Okay, let's see the next topic, which is if a point is dividing in ratio, how to find that point. So we have A and B here. I'll say this, take the same points A and B. So if I say I have a point C such that it is dividing in ratio 2:3. Okay, we have to find the point C here. So how to find it? For this we have one formula, which is C is equal to this ratio. Okay, I will write it as m:1 for suppose, and these are x1 y1, and this is x2 y2. Then the point C will become mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n comma my2 plus nx2, sorry, it should be ny1 by m plus n. So always remember, it is just a crisscross method, like first ratio with second point and second ratio with first point, mx2 and x1. Okay, so for this case the C point value will be m is 2, x2 is 7, so it will be 2 into 7 plus 3 into 1 by m plus n, which is 2 plus 3, comma m into y2, which is 2 into 6 plus 3 into 2 by m plus n will be again 2 plus 3. So this will say, I can say the point is 14 plus 3 is 17 by 5, comma 12 plus 6, which is 18 by 5. Okay, this is the second topic from this chapter, which is ratio question. Like they will give you a ratio, or else they will give 2 points and they say that one point is dividing in the ratio m:1, you have to find that point, or else they can also give you ratio and they can ask you to, or else give you a point and they can ask you the ratio. It can be in 2 ways. Okay, let's see the third topic, which is distance between 2 points. Distance between 2 points. So here also formula, but it's a very easy formula. So if I say 2 points x1 x2 x1 y1 and x2 y2, the formula is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So let's take the same points again, 1 comma 2 and 7 comma 6, 1 comma 2 and 7 comma 6. So this becomes root of x2 minus x1, which is 7 minus 1 whole square, plus y2 minus y1 is 6 minus 2 whole square. So this becomes root of 6 square plus 4 square, which will be 36 plus 16, which is equal to root over 52. Okay, or else if you divide by 4, I will get 4 1s are 4, 4 3s are 2 root 13 is the distance between these 2 points, which are 1 comma 2 and 7 comma 6. And repeating the formula again, the distance between any 2 points, the formula is root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus root of y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay, so using this they can ask you questions. They can simply say that I will give you 4 points A, B, C and D. They can ask you which type of quadrilateral, which type of quadrilateral it is. Okay, so for this we need to first understand what type of quadrilaterals we have. We have total 4 important quadrilaterals, which are square, rectangle, parallelogram and rhombus. So I was writing the symbol so that you easily understand. This is square, rectangle, parallelogram and rhombus. For square, what is important, and we'll cover one by one. For square, all sides are equal. At the same time, all diagonals are equal. So diagonals are only 2, so both the diagonals are equal. So we need to find for all sides, which are nothing but AB distance, BC distance, CD distance and AD distance. All 4 should be same. At the same, the diagonals are BD and AC. These two should also be same. Okay, this is for square. So, section, can you help for trigonometry? Okay, trigonometry I'm going to start after this session. Okay, I will going to start around 9 p.m. I will start with trigonometry, or else we'll do one thing. I will continue with the same. After completing this, I will continue with the trigonometry also. So only 3 or 4 questions we have for coordinate geometry. So after this, we will continue. Okay, I will mention the same in chart as well. Okay, so yeah, name is High Royale Player. So I will continue with trigonometry questions once these are done. Okay, so the concepts are done. So I think only 3 to 4 questions are there from coordinate geometry. So after this, we'll start with the trigonometry also. I have the sample papers, sample questions already ticked, and I have ready with those questions. So we'll cover those. So just stay with me for around 10 to 15 minutes. We'll start with the trigonometry chapter. Okay, so the next part is done. Point distance between, okay, and then area of triangle, I think everyone knows. I'm not going to cover area of triangle. I'll just little fast for all the other 3 diagrams. For rectangle, all okay, 2 parallels are all parallel sides are equal. Parallel sides are equal, and the second, diagonals are equal. And then we have parallelogram, which is the third quadrilateral. So here it is similar to rectangle, that is parallel sides are equal, but second, diagonals are not equal. Okay, whereas for the rhombus, it is also similar to square, where all sides are equal, but diagonals are not equal. Okay, so in this way these steps are done, concepts are done. Let's go with the questions. So the first question is the second question. Let me just take a screenshot of it. So we have 2 MCQs and 1 5 marks question from this chapter in the sample paper. Okay, so total 7 marks is a weightage. So I'll write it here. So total weightage in the sample paper is 7 marks from coordinate geometry. Okay. So let's solve this question. They're asking you what the shortest distance in unit from the point from x-axis. Okay, this is important concept because this is definitely will come for 1 mark or 2 mark questions. So they will ask you, they will give you a point and they will ask you what is the shortest distance from that point to x or y-axis. Okay, so this point, if you notice, it is 2 comma 3, so it is 1 2, so 2 and 1 2 3, so this will be point somewhere here, 2 comma 3. So this distance is 3, whereas this distance is 2. Okay, what they are asking, distance from y-axis. So this is y-axis, the distance from y-axis is how much, which is 2, because this is 2 whereas this is 3. Okay, distance from y-axis means from this point to y-axis, which is nothing but 2. So always remember, distance from y-axis is nothing but x coordinate simply. And vice versa for opposite, if they ask you distance from x-axis, then the answer will be 3. Okay, so second question is 16th one. So 16th question is, they are giving you 4 points and they are asking you which quadrilateral it is. So this we already covered, how to find. But as this is just an MCQ of 1 mark, I'll help you the trick how to solve it faster, and I'll also tell you how to solve it for 2 or 3 marks of questions. Okay. So if it is just 1 mark question, what we have to do, just simply plot it on the graph, like assume a rough graph, and basing on the graph also you can decide whether it is belong to which quadrilateral. Okay, so here the first point is 9 comma 0, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Here also let me plot it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and here 1 2 3 4 5 6 are enough, because why, we have only 6. Okay, 9 comma 0 will be somewhere here, 9 comma minus 6 will be somewhere here, minus 9 comma 0 will be somewhere here, minus 9 comma 6 is positive somewhere here. So if I plot this, so if you see properly, this angle is greater than 90. So using angle also you can identify which quadrilateral it is. For rectangle, the angle should be 90, but here the angle is more than 90 and here it is less than 90. And if you see properly, these two sides and the parallel sides are equal. So I told you, for trapezium, parallel sides are equal, diagonals are not equal. So here if you notice, parallel sides are equal, diagonals are not equal. Hence the answer is simple, which is parallelogram. As this is just for 1 mark. But the same question, if they ask you for 2 or 3 marks, then how to solve, I will explain. So if it asks for 2 or 3 marks, we have to find the distances, which are AB, BC, CD, AD. At the same time, we also need to find the diagonals, which are AC and BD. Okay, so for this, let's start with one by one. All 6 sides I will help you how to find it. So first AB, the formula, distribution 2 points formula is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So here it is 9 and 9. So 9 minus 9 whole square, y2 minus y1, which is minus 6 minus 0 whole square. So this becomes 9 and 9 gets cancelled out. So simply it is 6 square, which is 6. AB value is 6. I will do for BC and all other sides. BC distance, root of minus 9 whole square plus 0 minus of minus, which is plus 6. So this becomes 18 square plus 6 square. Okay, no need to find the distance, but if they ask you in the question, then you have to find it, or else just write it as it is. Okay, let's go for 6 CD, minus 9 minus 9, so minus 9 plus 9, which will be 0, and D value 6 minus 0, so which becomes 6 square. So if you notice, AB is equal to CD. Okay, let's see AD now. Minus 9 minus 9, minus 9 whole square plus 6 minus 0 whole square. So this becomes root of 18 square plus 6 square. So from here I can say AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. So we should not stop here itself, because this will applicable for both rectangle as well as parallelogram. Okay, hence we need to find the diagonals also, which are AC and BD. So let's find AC now. AC is minus 9, minus 9. So minus 18 whole square root of minus 18 whole square plus C, which is 0 minus 0. Okay, so just 0 square and directly writing. So AC got it as 18. Let's write the last diagonal, which is BD. B and D it is minus 9, minus 9, minus 18 whole square, 6 minus of minus 6, which is 6 plus 6. So here if you notice, it becomes root of 18 square plus 12 square. Okay, so now I can confirm AC is not equal to BD. So hence it is parallelogram. So this I have told you, this they ask you for 3 marks or 4 marks, I can the weightage should be that much. Then you have to do all these points. But if they ask you only for 1 mark, then simply I suggest you to just draw this graph as a parallel, because for MCQ they will not check this how you are doing the solution, and they only see the answer itself, because it's just a 1 mark. So if it's just a 1 mark, just plot it in a, like, assume as a graph sheet, as a rough sheet, and just plot it, and by seeing the diagram itself you can figure out whether it is quadrilateral or rectangular parallel. Okay, now let's move to the next question. So next we have the last one, which is 5 marks question, and the question is 37th question. And I can say that when compared to other chapters, this is also one of the easiest chapter when compared to similar to arithmetic progression, because there also we have only 3 formulas. Here also we have only 3 or 4 formulas. Using this we can solve any questions which are related to this chapter. Okay, so let's solve this. So let's understand the question first. So it is saying that a group of class 10 students goes to picnic during winter holidays. The position of 3 friends Aman, Kriti and Chahat are shown by the points P, Q and R. Okay, then they are asking you, 1, find the distance between P and R. Okay, we have 3 points here, P, Q and R. Okay, let's find out what are the points first. Okay, I'll just little zoom out for you guys. Okay, so the point is always x comma y. So what is p x coordinate? If you notice, p x coordinate is 2 and p y coordinate is 5. So the p point is 2 comma 5. Same way, let's find q point. Q is x is 4 and y is 4. So q point I have, which is 4 comma 4. And whereas for r, for r point, if you notice, x coordinate is 8 and y coordinate is 3. So the point is 8 comma 3. 2 comma 5, 4 comma 4 and 8 comma 3. Now let's start with the question. So simple asking, first one, find the distance in P and R. It's very easy. We already solved this type of question. P, I'll let 2 comma 5, Q 4 comma 4 and R 8 comma 3. Okay, so the first one, PQ, or they're asking PQ or PR? PR. They're asking PR distance. PR distance is root of x2 minus x1, which is 8 minus 2 whole square plus 3 minus 5 whole square. So this becomes root of 6 square plus 2 square, which is 36 plus 4, which is root of 40. So if I take the square root, it becomes 2 root of 10, because 4 into 10 is 40. So if you have any doubts till now, you can just mention in this comment section. Okay, I see he had drawn. Okay, fine, no worries. So it can be useful for the persons who are joined later and who are seeing this live session later. Okay, so I will continue my session. Second one is give the midpoint of PR. Justify your question by finding the midpoint of PR. Okay, so let's find the midpoint of PR. Midpoint of PR. So what is midpoint of PR? For midpoint, what you have to do, we need to use the formula, which is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1. Sorry, midpoint is x1 plus x2 by 2 and second is y1 plus y2 by 2. P is 2, 5 and 8, 3. I will write it 2, 5, 8, 3. So let's find the midpoint. I will just write it as M, which is x1 plus x2 by 2, which is 2 plus 8 by 2, and y1 plus y2 is 5 plus 3 by 2. What is 2 plus 8? 10. 5 plus 3? 8. 10 by 2, 8 by 2, which becomes 5, 4. What is Q point? Q point is 4, 4. So you have to say no, Q is not midpoint of P and R. Okay, this solves another 1 point, so 1 mark. Let's see the last one, which is fine. Okay, here we have option either solve this one or this one. So if you want to solve both, you can solve the extra part at the ending, but as per CBSE standard, whichever you answers first will be considered for marking. Okay, so whichever you confident, you can mark it, or else if you don't have time, no worries, just do only one. But you have time and want to do something, then you can solve the extra question later at the ending, and even though if you solve it or not, you will not get any extra marks or deducting any marks, because they are only to consider the first question solution which you have solved. Okay, so for this I am going to solve this A part and B part. So let's solve A part first. Find the point on the x-axis which is equidistant from P and Q. Point on x-axis equidistant from P and Q. So equidistance means it is equal distance from the x-axis. Okay, so for suppose this is x-axis, and x-axis y coordinate is 0. So we have one point which is P. P point is 2, 5. Q is 4, 4, which is 2, 5, and Q is 4, 4. So they're saying that this distance is D, then this distance is also D. We need to find x coordinate, or else the point x on x-axis which is equidistant from both the points. Yeah, hi Dev. Dev Gaming T. Okay, so I hope your name is Dev. Okay, so let's continue the question. Equidistance means the distance is same. So the left distance, which is P, okay, from P, and I'm assuming this point as suppose A. Okay, so A is the point. Then they say that PA and AQ, the distance they are calculating. Okay, so let's solve the distance. So root of x minus x1 whole square, which is x minus 2 whole square plus 0 minus 5 whole square, is equal to the second distance, which is 4 minus x whole square plus 4 minus 0 whole square. Yes, thank you there for confirming. So let's cancel the square on both sides. So x minus 2 whole square is x square minus 4x plus 4 plus 5 square is equal to 16 plus x square minus 8x plus 16. Okay, I directly wrote the value because a minus b whole square is a square minus 2ab plus b square, and here also it is just minus 5 whole square divided by 5 square. So x square gets cancelled out. If I move 8x to the right side, then it becomes 8x minus 4x, and if I move these numbers, the numbers are 25 plus 4 is 29, here is 16 plus 16 is 32, so 32 minus 29. Okay, so then I will get 8x minus 4x is 4x, so 4x is equal to 32 minus 29, which is nothing but 3. So I got the x value, which is 3 by 4. So the point on x-axis is nothing but 3 by 4 comma 0. Okay, so hope you understood the question. How to solve? If any point, not only on x-axis, if they say any point which is equidistant from 2 points, then don't solve the midpoint formula or don't solve using ratio square method. For this, equidistance is nothing but equal distance. So equal distance from P point and the same equal distance from other points. So simply solve, equate the distances, you will solve this question easily. Okay, let's solve the optional part, which is B part now. So B part is this, yeah. SPA point says it divides the line joining PQ in ratio 2:3. So now this is ratio kind of question. Okay, so we have P point and Q point. So P point and Q point, let's mark it P, or it is PQ, they have mentioned, yeah, PQ 2544 2,5 4,4, and they're saying that we have a point S such that it is dividing in the ratio 2:3. So for this I already explained starting the formula for the ratio type of question. The formula is mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Okay, let's solve using the same formula here. So the point S is equal to mx2, which is 2 into 4 plus 3 into 2 by m plus n, which is 2 plus 3, comma 2 into 4 plus 3 into 5 by 2 plus 3. Okay, so 2 into 4 is 8, 8 plus 6 is 14, 14 by 5, comma 8 plus 15 is 23 by 5. So we got the point S, which is 14 by 5, comma 23 by 5. So this step will carry 1 mark, the answer will carry 1 mark. So always remember, in CBSE they will not only consider the final answer, they also have steps for each point which you are doing. Important steps, or else I can also give you 1 step 1 mark and then a step half mark also. So that's why don't only focus on the answer, also focus on the points or steps which you are following, because they carry step mark. Okay, so thanks for watching. So in the next video we are going to cover chapter 8, which is Introduction to Trigonometry. So that I will start at 9 p.m. Okay, so if you like this video, please do subscribe and enable notifications so that you will start another live session at 9 p.m. which is chapter 8, Introduction to Trigonometry. Okay, I will stop it here and will again continue from 9 p.m. So at the same time, if you have any doubts, you can also post in our community. So I have enabled community section in our channel so that anyone can post your doubts along with your images. Okay, that I have enabled for all my subscribers. If you have any doubts, kindly subscribe to my channel and then you can post it in my community section, that is post section, because for few it is showing post, for few it is showing community. So just check my channel once in your phone or in laptop and you go for the community section. There I have posting MCQs at least every day or every alternate day, 1 maths and 1 science. So you can check those questions and you can also participate in those MCQ and you can answer it, or else you can also post any question directly so that other subscribers can also check and answer to you as well. Okay, so let's meet again at 9 p.m. Thank you.